Hi, I'm Joni Marks. I'm a 3-time international best-selling author and the creator of 3 acclaimed online courses for udemy.com. And this video that you're watching is a companion to my new article for 60andMe readers, and the title is The Art of Successful Aging After 60. And we're going to focus on the importance of being carefree. But I want to tell a little story about when I was 15. I was very carefree. My mother was convinced that I never finished anything. And it was Saturday night, and I was making a dress for a party, but I didn't get it finished. And so I walk into the living room to wait for my date, and my mother says to me, "What are you doing? You can't wear that dress. You're not finished with it." I said, "Oh, Ma, it's a great dress. I love these colors. It's fine. I put a few pins in. It's going to be great." And so she looked at me and said, "I hope it falls off." So my parents never waited up for me. So Sunday morning at our breakfast table, I look at my mother and say, "The dress didn't fall off, Ma." So yes, it's easy to be more carefree when you're 15 or 16. But what we are going to talk about today is that we aren't 15. And we are going to talk about how being carefree and living a more open, joyful life after 60 makes for successful aging. Whether you see yourself as a trailblazer based on society's definition, there's a good chance you have been inspired to do things many people in your life did not agree with. So examples include standing up for yourself, embarking on a new career, starting a business, making your own choices for romantic partners, taking a dream vacation, choosing to make yourself your #1 priority. All of these examples of being carefree are about letting go of limiting beliefs you learned at an early stages of life. Letting go of limiting beliefs is the art of aging successfully. That in and of itself, meaning carefree after 60, is a radical act. As I shared with my story of my mother and I, often in our home, we learned that being carefree was not considered the proper thing or the way to behave or the way to live your life. So let's look at some examples of how that got drilled into our heads. Once upon a time, being carefree was as natural as breathing. So what happened between those free-flowing days of childhood and the strict conformity of adulthood? And how did being carefree become a radical act, along with being a definition and characteristic of trailblazers? To answer that, we need to look back to our childhood. As children, we didn't need to ask permission to be carefree. In fact, there was a time where our parents actually encouraged us to be carefree. But as we grew into adulthood, something drastically changed. Society drilled into our young, impressionable minds being carefree was irresponsible. And in many instances, being carefree would get you into serious trouble. As children, if we were stifled from being carefree, we just thought, oh, the next time will be more so. But as we are getting older, the downing of the joy of being carefree has a very hefty price. So let's look at the downside of not being carefree. Instead of being taught how important it was to take quality time to care for ourselves, most women of our generation were raised and educated to be people pleasers. Therefore, being carefree came with a hefty price. By sacrificing our well-being to care for other people's wants and needs before our own, many of us were left with an unbalanced life. That was then. What about now? To better understand what it means to be carefree after 60, we also need to bring in the concept of balance in our life, being carefree and being more structured at times. Like all things in life, being carefree requires a healthy balance. For example, you may already be carefree and it's easy for you to go with the flow. But there are times when being carefree needs to be balanced with some form of structure. On the other hand, you may pride yourself on being highly organized and structured in your life. And yet, without being more carefree, the rigidity of control and seeking perfection will leave you exhausted and frustrated. Therefore, without this kind of balance, you will be left unhappy no matter how much success you achieve. Let's look at what's happening in our minds as we're processing this, because there are things about being carefree that seem out of control and scary to us. Let's look at that next. To let go of control and go with the flow can be one of the scariest things a person can do after 60, especially if you're not used to being carefree. All sorts of what-if scenarios can flood your mind, and not the least of which is worrying about what others may think or say. That is why in a recent article and video for 60 and Me, we talked about the value of going inward. Going inward allows you the space and the time to quiet the incessant chatter of your inner critic and open yourself up to the guidance of your true, authentic self. Your inner critic will use limiting beliefs and your fears against you in an attempt to keep you from being carefree. Your true, authentic self, on the other hand, is all about you being carefree. Let's look at how your true authentic self who resides within you can help you to be more carefree and enjoy your everyday life. Whenever any resistance shows up on your new path to being a trailblazer, go inward and seek the guidance of your true authentic self. It is your birthright to be carefree, and your true authentic self will always support you in being so. And remember, you have access to all the energy and the wisdom you need to overcome life obstacles and blaze a new path for successful aging after 60. I'd like to now share with you 4 important journal prompts that's going to help solidify and integrate all that we've talked about today. Create some time after this video to journal your answers to the following. Question 1. What limiting beliefs about being carefree are holding you back from enjoying more of your life? And 2. What areas of your life would you like to be more carefree in? 3. What areas of your life are you over-controlling your desired outcomes? And 4. How would letting go of control and going with the flow benefit you? Thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't read the article on 60 and Me, I invite you to. And for more information and to sign up for my online courses on udemy.com, specifically Finding True Love and Drive-Thru Make It Your Own, go to udemy.com and type my name, Joni Marks, in the search box. Until we meet again on another video or inside my courses, I want to invite you every morning to look into your mirror, smile at yourself and say, I am my own best friend, for I came into this world to be myself. For that I came. Thank you and all my best.